Welcome students to Andy's English Grammar channel on YouTube. Here I have for class 10 Cbse and non-Cbse the English topic, a letter to God. I have given you a few critical questions and analytical questions. Question number 1, this is comprehension question. What is the central theme of the story, A Letter to God? Answer. The central theme of the story is the faith and trust of a poor farmer Lancho. Number 2. Describe the character of Lancho. What are the strengths and weaknesses? This is a very important question. Students, you have to see it in other referential books also and from your teachers and guides. Lancho is a poor farmer who is a hard worker and has a strong faith in God. His strength is his unwavering faith in God, that is unshaking, that is firm faith in God. While his weakness is his lack of education and his naive nature. Naive means rustic nature. Number 3. What is the significance of the title, A Letter to God? Answer. The title, A Letter to God, signifies the central theme of the story, which is Lancho's faith and trust in God. Question number 4. What does Lancho's faith in God change throughout the story? How does Lancho's faith in God change throughout the story? This is also one important question, students. This may be asked in long question answers also and understanding based or critical based or inferential based questions. Lancho's faith in God remains unwavering throughout the story. It means throughout the story, Lancho's faith in God is intact. However, he becomes disillusioned with God when he receives the letter with only 70 pesos. Throughout the story, his faith was firm, that is unwavering, unshaking, unchanging. But it is a bit shaking, or it was a bit shaken. थोड़ा हिल गया था after receiving the letter with 70 pesos, because he had firm faith that God could not have denied him less than 100 pesos. So he was a bit in a doubt. Disillusioned means when you have some unshaking faith or belief in something or somebody and it is somehow changed and it gets a jarred. Number 5. What message does the author convey through the story? This is also important, students. The author conveys the message that faith and trust in God are essential, but one should not expect material benefits in return. Here I would like to add, human beings also should have faith in their fellow being, that is fellow human being, because we live in a human society and our neighbors are our great friends or good friends. In our bad days and good days, they are always with us. Next, analytical question. These questions are tricky. Students, you have to think over. You can add more to this. How does the author use the character of Lancho to highlight the theme of faith and trust in God? Answer. The author uses Lancho's character to highlight the theme of faith and trust in God by portraying him as a poor farmer who has unwavering faith in God. The writer has depicted the character of Lancho as a poor farmer and firm faith in God. Number 2. Analyze the symbolism of the rain and the hailstorm in the story. The question may be asked in another way. What does hailstorm and rain symbolize in the story? Answer. The rain and the hailstorm symbolize the challenges and difficulties that Lancho faces in his life. Question number 3. What role does the postmaster play in the story? How does he contribute to the theme? This is also important question, students. Answer. The postmaster plays a crucial role in the story by writing a letter to Lancho in God's name. He contributes to the theme by highlighting the kindness and generosity of human being. So here he also is an important character and plays important role against the protagonist or the hero. He is the symbol of kindness and humanity. Number 4. Discuss the irony in the story. How does it relate to the theme? Irony is a situation in which what happens we do not expect it. That is, what we expect, the happening is just opposite or something different to it. Answer. The irony of the story lies in the fact that Lancho receives a letter from God, but it is actually written by the postmaster. The irony relates to the theme by highlighting the fact that human beings can be kind and generous just like God. This is also very important, students. Number 5. How does the author use the setting of the story to create a sense of isolation and vulnerability? Answer. The author uses the setting of the story, a small village in Mexico, to create a sense of isolation and vulnerability by portraying Lancho as a poor farmer who is dependent on God for his livelihood. Number 6. That is, these are from inferential questions. Inferential questions. Question number 1. What do you think Lancho's reaction would be if he were to discover that the postmaster had written the letter to him? So students, this answer can be different from different students, but you should infer correctly. That is, you should find out the conclusion correctly. Answer. Lancho would likely feel shocked. Here likely, you always use the word likely because it is not exact. Disappointed and betrayed if he were to discover that the postmaster had written the letter for him. These are the common things. That is, shocked, disappointed, hatash, and betrayed. Because he had faith in God that God would send him money and must, but some human being had sent him. So he would certainly be shocked and disappointed. Number 2. How do you think the story would change if Lancho were a wealthy farmer instead of a poor one? This is also one good inferential question, understanding based question. You can use your reasoning power and of course imagination. Answer. If Lancho were a wealthy farmer, the story would likely change in terms of the themes of the faith, trust, and kindness. The story might focus more on the theme of greed, materialism, and selfishness. So see how conclusion has been drawn. Because the theme is faith, and now he is a moneyed man. Now how a moneyed man would react? The main characters of moneyed men of the present day world is greed, materialism, and selfishness. So this is how correct conclusion or inference can be drawn. Think according to the theme and use the correct words or phrases to describe. Don't try to use much. Use to the point. Question number 3. What message do you think the author is trying to convey through Lancho's faith in God? The author is trying to convey message that faith and trust in God is essential, but one should not expect material benefits in return. Now question number 4. How does the story relate to your experience or observations about faith and trust in God? It is upon you. How do you see your faith in and trust in God? Answer. The story relates to my own experience and observations about faith and trust in God by highlighting the importance of having faith and trust in higher power. It's a very common type of answer, that we always should have faith and trust in higher power, because when we are helpless, we always expect to have someone who should guide us, help us. And here, when human beings are a failure, then gods are there. Now, creative questions. So these are also very important, students. These type of questions are given nowadays. Write a diary entry from Lancho's point of view, describing his thoughts and feelings after receiving the letter from God. Here is a sample answer. You can see the answer, students, and write similar fashion. And another question is for your work. Imagine you are the postmaster in the story. Write a letter to Lancho stating that God has helped him. So students, these are a few questions which will certainly guide you through your text. Please discuss other guides and referential books and teachers and professors, and of course your friends. I hope you will have a better examination. Prepare nicely. Please subscribe and follow Enlish Grammar channel. Thank you.